providing instructions and write feedback in your effect. When you create effects, the user might be required to perform an action or do something on the screen. How will the user know what to do if you don't take into account the feedback your users need to receive from the effect? It might make them leave the effect and dismiss it. Similarly, the users need to be rewarded or informed if they take an action on your effect. Otherwise, there's nothing keeping them engaged on your effect. Handling these states is an important part of creating the effect. So let's look into how you can do the same. Instructions in your effect. Instructions give hints to people using your effect in the camera. For example, hints to hold up a hand or tap the screen. It's a good idea to add instructions to interactive effects to help people use them quickly and easily. Spark AI Studio comes with automatic instructions. You can also add your own custom instructions using the patch editor and scripting. Both automatic and custom instructions will be automatically translated into the right language based on the user's preferences. So you only need to worry about adding them in your language. There are mainly two kinds of instructions that can be added to your effect: automatic instructions included in Spark AI Studio and custom instructions specific to your effect. Let's look at each of them. Automatic instructions. Automatic instructions are shown if people aren't using your effect in the right way. For example, if your effect includes face tracking but a face can't be found, a message will appear on screen saying, "Find a face." AI Studio has automatic instructions for face tracking and hand tracking. They'll be shown if these features are added to your effect in any way, for example through the patch editor, scripting, or in the scene panel. The main thing to remember here is that automatic instructions will only be shown if they're enabled for the camera. For example, if you don't want the Find a Face instruction to show in the back camera, you can disable instructions for the face tracker in the back camera. To turn automatic instructions off for all features in the project, you'll need to go to Project in the menu bar and select Edit Properties, select Capabilities, click on the plus icon, select Instructions, and click Insert, and then uncheck the box next to Automatic Instructions. Custom instructions. Sometimes you'll need to add specific instructions such as tap the screen, open your mouth, etc. And Spark AI Studio lets you add these kind of instructions using custom instructions. To get these instructions on your effect, first, you'll need to add the custom instructions capability to your project. Go to Project in the menu bar, select Edit Properties, select Capabilities, click on the plus icon, select Instructions, and click Insert. Check the box next to Custom Instructions. Next, you'll need to choose which instructions you'll need to add into your effect. Click the arrow next to Custom Instructions. Click the plus icon next to Select Instructions to use. Once you click the plus icon, you'll see a menu with a selection of different instructions. Select the instructions you need and click Insert. Now, you'll see a token for each instruction that you add. In the example below, we've selected the Open Your Mouth instruction from the menu. The instruction token this created is listed as open_your_mouth. Make sure you copy this token. We'll be learning how to add the same custom instruction into your effect. Adding instructions to your effect. How you add the instruction to your effect depends on if you're using the patch editor or scripting. If you're using the patch editor, you can use the instruction patch to add custom instructions to your effect. You can use this patch in a graph or use the bridging patch to connect it to a script. To create an instruction patch, select the device in the scene panel. In the inspector window, click the circle next to custom instruction. the patch will now appear in the patch editor. Next, you'll need to add the instruction token into the patch. Click the text box next to the token port and paste the token into the box. You can now go ahead and build your graph. Let's learn more with an example below. Now, let's look at using a custom script to add custom instructions. You can add a custom instruction even when using a script. First, you'll need to include the instruction module in your script. Then, use the bind method to show the instruction, using the token that you copied. Perfect. Examples of adding custom instructions to an effect. Showing an instruction based on the time. This example will make an instruction appear for 5 seconds to tell people that the effect includes sound. Let's use the patch editor for this. Once we've created the instruction token and pasted it into the instruction patch, we then create a runtime patch and connect the time port to the input port of the less than patch. Set the count to 5 in the less than patch, and this will control how long the instruction should appear for. Connect the output port of the less than patch to enabled in the instruction patch. This will enable the instructions and complete the graph. And voila! The instruction should now appear only for 5 seconds. You can use the module content below to learn how to do the same using a script. Now that you know how to add instructions to your effect, let's look at how you can give feedback to the user on performing the right actions. Providing the right feedback. When we say feedback, what we mean is that the user needs to visually or orally know when the right action has been performed in your effect. For example, if your effect needs the user to tap the screen to start it, you would need to have some kind of action on the screen as soon as the user starts. This, in the most simple way, would be having your effect run immediately. In the example shown in the module content, the instruction to tap the screen stays on screen for 5 seconds. And when the user does tap the screen, there's an immediate change in the mask. Here, when the user taps the screen, the mask changes in line with the instruction that tells them to tap the screen to change. This is what we mean by the right feedback. So remember to have clear and correct instructions in your effect with the right feedback.